came for NYSC, but when 13 village girls turned up pregnant, the entire community exploded, and what happened next shocked everyone. Welcome to Tales by Steph, a home of interesting African stories. The village of Ogene was quiet, peaceful, and known for three things: fertile land, good palm wine, and stubborn, gossip-loving women. Life moved slowly there. Children fetched water before sunrise, farmers left for their farms before the dew dried, and elders sat under the large udala tree every evening discussing village matters. But the peace of Ogene village ended the day a new NYSC Corper arrived. His name was Nonso, a 23-year-old Genz boy from Lagos. He was tall, light-skinned, fresh-faced, with fine pink lips and curly hair that bounced when he walked. He wore chain on his neck, wrist beads, earrings, small but shiny, and those fancy rubber slides Lagos boys loved. Even his perfume was strong, too strong for village life. Women carrying firewood slowed down. A girl pounding yam at a compound gate dropped the pestle. The village tailor, Mr. Okori, almost sewed his finger into a shirt. Nonso looked around, smiling like a TikTok influencer. "Wow," he said loudly. "Peace and quiet. No Lagos stress. I fit blow for here." People stared. The village headmaster, Mr. Agbo, walked towards him with a worn-out diary under his arm. "Are you the new Corper NYSC posted to our community?" "Yes, sir." Nonso grinned. "Corper Nonso, straight from Unilag." Headmaster nodded slowly, wondering why this boy was shining like a celebrity. "Follow me," he said. "We will take you to the lodge." Nonso dragged his small box behind him, waving at every girl he saw. "Hi." "Hey." "What's up, fine girl?" The girls giggled, cheeks red like tomatoes. By the time they reached the Corper's lodge, the news had already spread. "The new Corper is fine. His teeth is white like chalk. His English is sweet. He smells like imported perfume. Chai, this year will be hot." The lodge was a small one-room building behind the primary school. Nonso entered, dropped his bag, and sighed. "No AC? Ah, village no easy-o." He removed his slides, sat on the bed, picked his phone, and made a video. "Guys, I don't reach my NYSC village. Omo, see place now. Like film. But your boy go survive. More content loading." He uploaded it instantly. While he rested, the girls of Ogene gathered outside the lodge, whispering, "His skin is fresh. He looks like those boys that dance on TikTok. Did you see his chain? Gold." He smiled at me. No, it's me he smiled at. Before long, one brave girl, Chisholm, stepped forward with a plate of food. She knocked gently. Nonso opened the door and blinked. A beautiful village girl stood there, light brown skin, gap tooth, and big innocent eyes. "Good afternoon, Corper, sir," she said shyly. "Hi, pretty," he replied, leaning against the door frame. She blushed so deeply her ears turned pink. "My mother said I should bring food for you," she lied. It was her food, not her mother's. "Wow, thanks," Nonso said. "You're so kind." He collected the plate and allowed his hand to brush against hers. She almost fainted. From that moment, something in her stomach began to tickle. The next day, Nonso started teaching at the village primary school. Once again, his entrance caused chaos. The pupils screamed when they saw him. "Corper! Corper! Corper, fine boy!" During break, he played football with the children, laughing, jumping, showing off like a superstar. Mothers passing by stopped to watch. "Chai, look at his smile. See the way he runs. Fresh boy." Village girls had never seen anything like him. Every evening he removed his shirt to do push-ups outside the lodge. Children gathered. Teenage girls hid behind the mango tree watching. Older girls fetched water 5 times a day just to pass by. He knew. Nonso knew the attention he carried, and he enjoyed it. Back in Lagos, girls played hard to get. But here, they were falling like ripe mangoes. The first girl he truly noticed was Amarachi, the palm wine tapper's daughter. She had a tiny waist, big eyes, and she always laughed at his jokes, even the dry ones. One evening, when she brought him roasted corn, he smiled and said, "You're too fine to be single-o." She giggled. "Who told you I'm single?" He raised an eyebrow. "You get boyfriend." She shook her head shyly. "Not really." Not really means, "Please continue." He pulled her closer and whispered, "You deserve someone that will treat you special." Her knees weakened. Before long, Amarachi became a frequent night visitor, and after Amarachi came Chisum, then Onyinye, then Ada, then Uloaku, then Ngozi from the next village. One by one, they followed him. He loved attention. They loved him. He didn't promise marriage. He didn't promise forever. He only promised vibes, and the girls accepted it. In the village, girls loved sweet mouth more than palm wine. 2 months later, the first rumor came. Amarachi missed her period. She cried all night before telling her mother. When the mother asked who was responsible, Amarachi whispered, "Nah, non so." The mother's eyes widened. "The Corper?" Before the sun came up, the rumor spread like bushfire. "Amarachi is pregnant. It is the Corper. The Corper did it." But surprisingly, no one acted shocked. They all said the same thing. "I knew it. I suspected." What was she even doing in his lodge every evening? The elders met and sent a message to Nonso to come for questioning. Nonso denied nothing. "Amarachi is my girl." Girls hiding outside the council hall almost clapped. A man taking responsibility willingly? Rare. But before the elders could conclude, the second news hit. Chisholm is pregnant too. Women screamed. Elders stood up in confusion. How can? In the same month? What type of Corper is this? Before they could breathe, Onyinye announced hers, then Ada, then Uloku. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. By the end of the week, 12 girls in the village were pregnant, and all of them said the same thing. It is the Corper. At first, elders thought the girls were lying, but when they interrogated each one separately, the stories matched perfectly. He truly slept with them, all of them. The elders held their heads, the village women screamed and wailed, the village men sharpened their machetes, and the chief fainted twice. The village was in chaos. The next morning, a committee went to arrest Nonso. When they entered the lodge, he was sitting shirtless, eating fried eggs and yam. "Corper Nonso," they said, "stand up. You are under village arrest." He stood slowly. For what?" "For impregnating all our daughters." He dropped the spoon. "All? But no explanation. Come with us." When the news reached the village square, a huge crowd gathered. Women cried, men shouted, children looked confused, girls whispered to each other. Nonso stood in the middle, surrounded by villagers. The chief stepped forward. "Young man," he said, 12 girls are pregnant because of you. Explain yourself." Nonso looked around, sweat forming on his forehead. I didn't force anybody," he said calmly. "They all came willingly." That statement added pepper to the fire. "Willingly? You have spoiled our daughters. You Lagos boys have no fear. 12 pregnancies? Are you a ram?" One bold old woman walked forward. "How did you even have the energy for all of them?" Crowd laughed despite the tension. Then the chief raised his cane. "We must decide your punishment." At that moment, something unexpected happened. A 13th girl stepped forward. The crowd gasped. It was the chief's first daughter. She pointed at Nonso with shaking hands and said loudly, "Me too. I am pregnant." The chief dropped his cane and collapsed. Ojine village scattered instantly. The moment the chief collapsed, chaos exploded. Women screamed, men panicked, and the chief's guards rushed to lift him. When he regained consciousness, he stared at his daughter in horror. "You too?" She nodded, shaking. "Corper Nonso is responsible." The village square went silent. All eyes turned to Nonso. The chief pointed at him immediately. "This boy must marry all of them." The crowd roared. Nonso panicked. "All? As in 12, plus your daughter, 13 wives?" "Yes," the chief shouted. "You planted seed everywhere. You will carry the load." The women clapped and shouted in agreement. Before Nonso could protest, the oldest elder raised his staff. "Corper Nonso, you have committed the greatest Wahala in the history of this village. You have only two options. 1. Marry all 13 girls. Or 2. Go to prison and face village punishment." Nonso's mouth hung open. He looked at the pregnant girls, all staring at him with swollen eyes and swollen stomachs. Then he muttered, "God, who send me come nu see?" He fainted. Nonso fainted for almost 3 minutes. When he finally opened his eyes, he found himself lying on a bamboo mat inside the chief's hut, surrounded by elders, the pregnant girls, and angry villagers. The chief leaned over him. "You're awake. Good. Choose your punishment." Nonso sat up weakly. "Sir, I can't marry 13 women. I'm only 23. I don't even have money." The chief replied. "Then you will face the full village punishment." "What punishment?" Nonso asked, voice shaking. The oldest elder cleared his throat. "We will shave your head, parade you around the village, tie you in the square for 2 days, and send you to the police afterward." Nonso's eyes widened. "Ah, that one is too hard." Then one of the pregnant girls, Amarachi, stepped forward. "Nonso, if you marry us, we will support you." "You won't suffer," another girl added. "Our families will help. Just accept." The pressure grew immediately. The girls surrounded him. The elders waited. The whole village stared. Finally, shaking and sweating, Nonso whispered, "Okay, I will marry them." The village exploded with noise. Women clapped. Men cheered. The chief smiled proudly. But inside Nonso's heart, he quietly said, "NYSC has finished me." As soon as Nonso agreed to marry all 13 girls, the elders wasted no time. A loud gong was beaten across the entire village. "Coup! Coup! Coup! Emergency meeting! Corper Nonso will marry all the pregnant girls." People left their farms, kitchens, and markets to witness history. They dragged Nonso to the village square and sat him on a wooden stool. The 13 girls formed a line behind him, their stomachs showing in different sizes. The chief raised his staff. "From today, these women are your wives. Your NYSC has turned to family service." The whole village laughed. Nonso looked like a man attending his own funeral. The oldest elder said, "Before we do the traditional binding, you must perform the acceptance ritual." Nonso blinked. "What ritual?" They placed a calabash of palm wine in front of him. "You will drink and say, 'I accept all my wives.'" Nonso swallowed hard. "You must also greet their families one by one," another elder added. One by one, parents of the 13 girls came forward. "Corper, take care of my daughter." "Corper, don't cheat." "Corper, she eats a lot." "Corper, she doesn't like stress." "Corper, she snores." Nonso felt dizzy. Finally, the chief said, "Drink the palm wine." Everyone leaned in. Nonso lifted the calabash with trembling hands. He whispered, "God, forgive me," then drank. The entire village shouted, "He has accepted the wives." The pregnant girls clapped and hugged each other. Nonso dropped his face into his palms. His new reality began. The moment Nonso drank the palm wine, the elders moved to the next step, sharing the wives. They dragged him to a long wooden bench and told the 13 pregnant girls to sit around him. The chief stood in front with a chalk and a notebook. "Corper non so," he announced. "Since you have accepted them, we must now arrange your new family." Nonso almost cried. "Sir, please." "Quiet," the chief shouted. "This is tradition." The first girl, Amarachi, stepped forward. "I want to be the first wife," she said confidently. Immediately, Chisom jumped up. "No, I am the first woman he touched in this village." Onyinye pushed both of them aside. "Everybody knows Nonso likes me the most." Within seconds, the 13 pregnant girls were arguing, shouting, pointing fingers, and dragging wrappers. The village square turned to a marketplace. Nonso held his head. "God, why?" The elders rang the gong to restore order. The chief shouted, "Enough! We will use seniority. Whoever is the earliest pregnant will be first wife." Pin drop silence. He called the village nurse. She came out with a small bag and a small book. After checking all their records, the earliest pregnancy is... Everyone leaned forward. "Amarachi!" Amarachi screamed in excitement. "I said it!" She hugged Nonso like she won jackpot. The remaining 12 girls hissed loudly. The chief continued. "Second wife, Chisom. Third, Onyinye. Fourth, Ada." They listed all the wives in order until the 13th wife was named. Nonso just sat there, confused, defeated, finished. When the list ended, the chief raised his staff again. "Now that your wives have been arranged, you must build a house big enough for all of them." Nonso almost collapsed again. "A what?" "Yes," the chief replied. "A man with 13 wives must build at least 7 rooms." Nonso shouted, "But I'm a corper. Where will I see money?" The chief pointed at the crowd. "Their families will help, and the village will contribute, but you will be responsible for feeding your wives." The moment he said that, the women screamed, "Ha! This boy cannot feed all of us, oh! We eat morning, afternoon, night. Nonso better start farming." Villagers laughed loudly. Nonso rubbed his face with both hands. His NYSC year had suddenly turned into marriage, fatherhood, and construction labor. But the elders were not done. The chief signaled again. "Nonso, stand up." He stood slowly. "From today, you are no longer Corper Nonso. You are Na Nwanyi Iri Na Ato." The crowd burst into laughter. Nonso whispered to the nearest elder, "What does that mean?" The old man grinned. "It means father of 13 women." Nonso nearly died. The chief continued, "You will also start attending elders' meetings. You are now a senior man." The crowd roared again. 13 wives, 13 pregnancies. One confused Lagos Gen Z boy. Ojin village had never seen anything like it, and the Wahala was just beginning. After the village crowned Nonso father of 13 women, his life changed completely. Every day became madness. One wife wanted okpa, another wanted pepper soup, another wanted suya. 2 were fighting, 3 were crying, 4 were accusing him of not checking on their pregnancy enough. Nonso aged in 2 weeks. His beard grew, his eyes sank, his TikTok smile disappeared. One morning he snapped and shouted, "I didn't come for NYSC to become village husband." The wives burst into tears immediately. "Is he rejecting us? He doesn't love us again. He wants to run." The girls' parents stormed the lodge, shouting, "You must stay. You will not disgrace our daughters." Nonso realized he was trapped. Then something unexpected happened. NYSC zonal office arrived. They had seen Nonso's viral video. One village boy had posted the drama online. The officers marched into the village square. "Where is Corper Ugochukwu Nonso?" He stepped forward weakly. "You have violated the NYSC Code of Conduct," the officer said. Impregnating village girls during service is strictly forbidden. The elders panicked, but the officer continued. You are hereby redeployed back to Lagos immediately. The whole village gasped. Immediately? The chief shouted. He has wives here. The officer shook his head. NYSC is not a wedding program. He is leaving today. Nonso almost cried from joy. The pregnant girl screamed. You cannot leave us. You promised. You are our husband. But the officers escorted him quickly to their car. As Nonso entered, he shouted through the window, I'm sorry, oh, take care of yourselves, NYSC Don End. The car drove off. Dust rose. The wives ran after the vehicle barefoot, screaming his name. Villagers scattered everywhere. The chief fainted again. 2 months later, DNA tests were done privately by the families. Shock. Only 4 pregnancies belonged to Nonso. The other 9 girls had been seeing village boys secretly. Nonso escaped prison and escaped 13 wives. The 4 girls' families wanted him back, but NYSC protected him and sent him home. Back in Lagos, Nonso sat on his bed, shaking his head. Village life almost killed me. He deleted his village TikTok videos, blocked the entire Ojin community, and told himself, next time, mind your business. And that was how a Gen Z Corper nearly became the father of an entire village, until NYSC rescued him. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment for more interesting stories.